Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We've had quite a hiatus since the last BettorOff NBA Propcast. That was back in the finals days, and now we are a little bit into the season so far. My name is Devan, and I'm joined by my co-host. This is Celeste Ramirez, University of Texas at Austin's own, and one of the biggest Spurs fans I've ever met personally. So yeah, how you doing, Celeste?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm doing well. Doing well. After I don't know how I'm doing if I was a Thunder fan after last night, but I'm doing all right today.
Yeah.
Probably one of the worst losses to ever come out of the year. Actually, definitely the worst loss to ever come out of an NBA game. What was it? 73 points.
Yeah, something like that. I feel like I don't have as much of a resentment towards the Thunder as I used to back in the Kevin Durant days, but it's still kind of fun to see them lose. It
Mm-hmm.
feels like something they might deserve for their past. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean they're pretty pitiful back compared to those days.
Yeah.
So definitely, definitely is making them learn a little bit. All right, so the way we're gonna do this podcast, we are gonna split it up into a couple different segments, and then in the back half, we're gonna talk about some of the best games we think this weekend. It's more so the ESPN games, like the Sixers and Hawks and the Suns Warriors. But we'll get to all that. We're actually gonna start out our segments with talking about who or what games we have for our highlight game of the weekend. Um, I'll get started, and then Celeste will start after me. I picked one that I think will be a good one. It's going to be the Heat versus the Bucks. That game is tonight. I don't remember what time it's at exactly, but that's going to be a good game. Little finals rematch. It'll be good to watch how the Heat can fare against the Bucks. I'm kind of hoping that the Heat get a win. I'm kind of a low key Heat fan, but not really at the same time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be a good one.
Just to comment on that a little bit, I think I feel like the Heat should win. The Bucks have been in kind of a bit of a slump, or just not as what they were to the same caliber last year. Maybe they're just suffering from their loss of the star player Bryn Forbes, who's rejoined the Spurs. But I always wish the Bucks well. I'm a big Giannis fan. So I think that would be a good game to watch. My highlight game is Suns versus Warriors. I'm thinking the Warriors should win this one, mainly because they hate losing. Steph's going to be there. He should be kind of his comeback.
After that game
Also,
on
Booker's
Tuesday.
hurt. Yeah. Booker's hurt, and that's a big one for me. But if the Western Conference wasn't so competitive, I would kind of say who I think for sure would be in the finals based on those two. It'll be interesting to see who ends up on top in the end of the season, though.
Right. Oh, and correcting myself, circling back to the Heat Bucks game. That game's actually tomorrow on Saturday. Yeah, it'll be good to see how each team plays without Jimmy Butler on the Heat and then Giannis on the Bucks, because they're usually doing literally everything. So, all right. So yeah, that's our highlight games of the weekend. So there should be some good ones to watch. Heat Bucks, Suns Warriors. So now we're going to move on to our next segment, which is Player of the Week. I'll actually let Celeste kick this one off. Go right ahead.
Okay. I have Deandre Ayton as my player of the week. He put up 24 points, 11 rebounds on Tuesday, 17 points and 12 rebounds on Thursday. 23 years old. Obviously gained some great finals experience this past season, but I just feel like he's really stepped up to the plate. I want to say he might also have odds for most improved player, but I don't remember what those are if you want to check on FanDuel. But yeah, he's really impressed me. Honestly, just since this past year, he's continued to impress me.
Let's see. So who did you say again? Sorry, you said DeAndre Ayton, right?
Yeah.
I can't seem to find his odds actually. Most improved player. Oh, plus 24,000.
Yeah. He's at least on there.
Yeah,
There's
he's
not,
in there, so
yeah.
I mean, there's still a chance. All right, so my player of the week. I mean, it's pretty easy pick. I have Trey Young. Really, nobody in the NBA right now is as hot as this guy is. He just past 5 games, he's had at least 30 plus points and near 10 assists, but 5 plus every game. He's just lights out. The Hawks are getting pretty hot too. They're going to be a dangerous team come down the line in the playoffs. And I mean, Trey Young's he's just going to be a staple in the league for years to come. He's just so unbelievably good. And there's not many people that I personally know that can slow him down or even just fully stop him. He's one of those players, you know?
Yeah, he's insane.
So yeah, that's my player of the week. And Deandre Ayton, Celeste. So yeah, those are our players of the week. Yeah, we'll see how they do tonight and tomorrow. I'm sure we'll light it up as we usually do. So now we can move on to hot takes, and I will actually let Celeste start this one as well.
Okay, so my hot take is that the Lakers will be lucky if they get the 8th spot at the end of this season. I just think I haven't been really watching too much of their games because they're kind of painful for me to watch. I feel like they're a really frustrating group. They're painful in the sense that it's not all bad, but a team with that many parts should be so good. And frankly, they're not. I always kind of have a bit of a chip on my shoulder because there's this ongoing debate that happens in the Spurs Twitter community. We're always having to fight off some Lakers fans who say Anthony Davis is better than Tim Duncan, which I know I'm biased, but I'm like, come on. This is not a fair assessment. And I mean, they've been having a field day with how he's been playing lately. So yeah, I'm not really pleased with what I'm seeing out of the Lakers. I am a LeBron fan, but he's been acting kind of weird too, character-wise. And
don't even get me started with that.
Yeah.
He's something else recently. I mean, the Lakers, as it is, are, in my opinion, just a dumpster fire of a team to manage because they're just all over the place. Like all this stuff going on with LeBron right now, it's just ridiculous. My hot take actually has to do with the Lakers as well. I personally just think Russell Westbrook is one of the most careless basketball players. When he has the basketball in his hands, he just does not seem to grasp like what a teammate is or anything like that. I don't know. I mean, like he gets a couple assists per game, but it just like drives me insane when he just pulls up when he's obviously not going to make it, and he just ends up shooting horrible. Like he never. I think I did a bet a couple weeks ago for Russell Westbrook to make like 2 or 3 threes, and he missed probably like 8 of his 10 threes, and he ended up with 2, and I lost the bet. So I might be a little biased with that because I'm just so angry at him, but he's been driving me nuts recently.
It's always yeah. I feel like with Westbrook, it's hard from like when you think of the old trio with Westbrook, Harden, and Durant. I always think it's hard for me to tell who was the worst in that trio character-wise with Westbrook and Durant. Or not sorry. Really all of them, but I think Westbrook and Harden. But if you really think about it, Westbrook kind of got left twice because Durant left them first in Oklahoma, and then he followed Harden to Houston, and then Harden left his own team and Westbrook in Houston. Mm-hmm. So I just think that maybe he's the one that, I mean, and obviously Harden and Durant are back together now. Mm-hmm. So
he got the short end of the stick. That's what it seems like. Funny. All right, so those are our segments for now, and now we're gonna move into the back half where we talk about not ours, but the 2 big highlight games for tonight and tomorrow. Is the Suns Warriors game tonight or tomorrow?
I'd have to.
I can't remember. But we're going to talk about the highlight games for this weekend. And those games are the Sixers versus the Hawks and the Suns versus the Warriors. So the Sixers come out with money line plus 102, and the Hawks are at minus 118. The over-under line is 215 and a half. So what are you thinking for this game, Celeste?
I feel like it'll be close, but the reason I picked the Sixers to take this one is Embiid's back. Kind of, I know he didn't have a great first game back. I think on this, it was really recently that he just came back. I know that they're still dealing with this ongoing and seemingly never-ending Ben Simmons debacle, but they're still a talented group, and they should be doing better. I'm actually surprised with how bad they've been doing since all of that's happened. Um, but I kind of feel like there's just more of the need, like they need to win. The Hawks, it'd be nice for them to win, but I feel like the Sixers really are in this mode, like they need to prove themselves. They need to flip the script.
Yeah, I can totally see where you're coming from with that one. I picked the Hawks for this one, just because I'm just so high on Trae Young recently. Like he's so good, but I could totally see this being a very very close game and coming down to the wire. So we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, I'm probably gonna throw a bet on the Hawks just to see if I can get a little sneak one in. So yeah, that's the Sixers Hawks game. That'll be the first game on ESPN tonight. Yeah, I was right. It's tonight's games, not tomorrow's. So yeah, that'll be the first game. That game will be at 7:30 on ESPN. The second game we're going to talk about is the Suns Warriors game. So the Suns come out with plus 260, and the Warriors are at minus 320, and the game line for over under is at 217. So for this one, I picked the Warriors. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is just going to be a blowout, especially because the Suns are missing Devin Booker. That's definitely just going to hurt them a lot. And I also feel like after Steph had that performance on Tuesday, he's just going to come out and just completely light it up. That's usually what he does. Like if he has one bad performance, he comes out and just completely lights it up, shoots lights out. So that's what I'm envisioning for this game. So I had the Warriors. I might throw a little over bet on this game just because I think the Warriors are just going to put up so many points, but we'll see how it goes.
I would definitely. I've always I disclosed this in the past. I would bet if I legally could, but you can't here in the great state of Texas. But I think the Warriors should do really well tonight, like what you said, all the things you said. But also, I'm pretty sure they're playing at Golden State tonight.
Yes,
so,
I believe you're right. Yes, they are playing at Golden State.
And I think Golden State has always an insane crowd. Honestly, one of the craziest crowds that I've seen. Booker's out. What was the other thing that I had wanted to say? Also because they lost this last game that they competed against, and I know that they're probably still upset. I feel like it's a pretty, honestly, an evenly matched team too. I think they're both really good groups.
Oh yeah, they're definitely both really solid teams. I mean, they're definitely both going to be in the playoff. I mean, I don't want to say it early, but they're probably both going to be in the playoffs. Last season I wanted the Suns to win the finals, but I also wanted the Bucks to win. So it's kind of a toss up. So we'll see how they do.
I feel the same. I wanted the Suns to win because Monty and Chris and really all of them, but it was still nice to see Giannis and stuff because he's a sweetheart. Yeah. But I think it's hard. They're both. I always just bring everything back to the Spurs, but both of the coaches, Suns, Warriors, are Spurs assistant coach disciples, or like Spurs disciples under Pop. So they have the right mindset, the right setup to do well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially if they're under Pop.
Yeah.
I know that's probably your god, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty much all we have to talk about. It looks like. So yeah, this has been the first episode of the NBA Propcast. We're gonna be doing this weekly. let us know if you guys have any recommendations for things you'd like to see. Please make sure to let us know. And do not forget to download the BettorOff app on the App Store or in the iOS Store and make your picks for upcoming NBA games, make your picks for any game. Yeah. Thank you guys, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.